You got tuned to KEXP 90.3 FM here in Seattle, 92.7 in the Bay, and always streaming around the universe at kexp.org and on our mobile apps. My name is Kennedy, your host today, and I'm so excited to have Alien Boy live on KEXP.
It didn't cross my mind that I'd be sleeping alone every night, that I'd start smoking again just to fill the time, that I'd hate the way it feels to watch my life go by, that I'd be losing you for good. It didn't cross my mind that I'd be sleeping alone every night, that I'd start smoking again just to fill the time by, that I'd hate the way it feels to watch my life go by, that I'd be losing it for good. Just got me feeling love got me freaking out like I'll never go home. Just got me feeling love got me freaking out like I'll never be home again. My teeth are yellow, my skin looks old. I don't wanna be seen, I don't wanna be known, but I know the way I love you and I know the wrong. Just got me feeling, got me freaking out like I'll never go home. Just got me feeling, got me freaking out like I'll never be home again. I wanna tell you how it feels. I want you to know that it's totally real. I see your sister laying on summer nights like we never are. Just got me feeling, got me freaking out like I'll never go.
You're listening to Alien Boy here live on KEXP, doing a little bit of tuning. We got 4 different stringed instruments to do tuning on. This is listener-powered radio, KEXP. We've got Alien Boy here live in the KEXP studios. You're listening to KEXP, Alien Boy, live in the KEXP studios.
Yeah, this is our last one. It's called Everything Stays. runs in the sink. Until the next time that we speak, I'll scrub it clean, rinse and repeat. Is it real how we feel? Is it real how we feel? Nothing stays, not the feeling, not the way. It's all stuck, everything stays. I can't ever seem to change. Nothing stays, not the feeling, not the way. It's all stuck, everything stays. I can't ever seem to change. Let it out. Tell me everything you feel. Let it out. Let it out. Tell me everything's been real. Let it out.
You're listening to Alien Boy live on KEXP, where the music matters. That was so amazing. Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I've just been loving the new record, You Wanna Fade, along with the rest of the world. And as someone who's been a fan of your music, been listening for many years, there were quite a few new sounds that I heard throughout this record that I hadn't heard on some of your previous ones that I really enjoyed. And I know this was recorded for quite a few years, about 4 years, is that right?
We were writing it for a long time, but we were recording it for 5 months or something like that.
Gotcha. But I'm curious how that time of writing, recording gave you space to kind of explore new pathways in the way that you were making music.
Sure, yeah. We just gave everything more time. Writing the songs, I gave myself more time. Demoing the songs, we tried a bunch of different stuff, and then recording it. It's the other records we did in 5 or 6 days, and this one, I think, over the course of the 5 months was 30 days of tracking or something crazy like that. It was mostly just time. Gave ourselves a lot more time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I bet that you're able to play with more things.
We tried every single thing. Yeah.
It's always fun when you have that, because as a musician, being a smaller independent musician, having that time, space, energy, money to be able to do those things can be difficult. So I'm really glad that you all were able to make it happen. It showed up fantastically.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also, listening to this album in full felt like such a complete experience. It felt so, I guess, almost cinematic in a way. I could tell how much intention was put into the way that you sequenced all of these songs. What did your process of putting together the track list of You Wanna Fade look like?
I went crazy. I just went crazy. I tried we had a bunch more songs too. It was we were cutting it down from 18 or 19 songs to what ended up being on the record, and I just would rearrange them and listen to them all night, and then I would rearrange them, and then I'd send the different versions to everybody and be what do you think, what do you think? And I would send them to my friends and be what song should go on it, and they would give me their 10 favorite songs, and then I would try to arrange them, and it just was a lot of trial and error. And
a couple of last-minute epiphanies.
Yeah, last-minute epiphanies.
At karaoke.
Yes, at karaoke.
At karaoke? Yeah. Say more.
Well, that was the last song, the title track, I had written when I thought I was done writing the songs for the record, but then I wrote that song right before we were going to go do to start recording the record, and I showed it to Caleb, and I was like, we can put this on the next one, and he was like, no, I think you should put it on this record, and then it ended up being the title track.
Yeah, but that conversation was happening on Thanksgiving Eve while we were closing out the karaoke bar.
Yeah.
So that was the karaoke part.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad it was included, and I'm glad it all came together.
Yeah, there was a lot of just like moments where a lot of different moments like that to get to where it ended up.
Yeah. Your songwriting in this too, Sonia, is so boundless.
That is very sweet. Thank you.
I don't know. It feels like you have this confidence and trust in yourself and your abilities as a musician throughout this record. I mean, there's a lot of vulnerability and self-reflection all throughout it. How did your songwriting differ with this record versus previous ones that you've put out?
I just pretty intentionally wanted to have it be more of like a songwriting practice. Like I didn't want it to just be like me like waiting for the moment to happen. Like we had this like really long playlist of songs that we all like kind of listened to and wrote this list about all the stuff from the different songs that we liked. So then whenever I was like trying to write more stuff for the record, I would just like go to that list and try to use one of those ideas as a bouncing off point. So I just ended up trying a bunch of different stuff, and I was just trying to, any idea that I had, I was just trying to finish it instead of like trying to make it sound like an Alien Boy song or what I imagined that our songs would sound like. And I feel like I ended up with a lot more variety that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for coming in. You sounded fantastic.
Thank you so much.
It's been a dream of mine to see you guys play live, so I was very excited to do this with you all.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. This was awesome.
Thank you. I also want to say a big thank you to our video team, our audio engineers, everyone here at KEXP who makes these sessions possible, and that includes you, our big KEXP community, and ensures that we can keep them available and free for folks all around the world. If you want to power the music and community that you love, you can make a donation today at kexp.org, become an amplifier, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch more sessions just like this. It's Alien Boy live on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.